Hey guys, this is Kelley. Welcome back. I wanted to talk about the top reasons why cell phones are killing us. I really wanted to talk about this because there's been so much going on that relates to cell phones and that we don't put together, and it really bothers me because cell phones are playing a huge impact in our life and the way society is today. How we interact with one another, how we face different conflicts, how we communicate with one another, how we get around the world, how we don't get around the world. And I think that they should be addressed because I think that they are doing much more damage than what we take. Y'all saw that, right? Okay. So they're doing much more damage than what we give it. I mean, as crazy as this may sound, but as more than what we give it credit for. And so cell phones in itself can be a beauty, a blessing, and a curse all at once. And the first thing that I wanted to talk about, which is really, really near and dear to my heart, is cell phones are really killing us because it's a distraction. Have you ever noticed, and what I've been noticing a lot lately is that I'll be driving down the street and there'll be somebody about to cross the street and they are literally texting while they're crossing the street, walking and crossing the street. I saw this guy on a bike the other day and he's literally riding the bike texting on the phone. Mind you, I saw another kid, right? They got these little baby headphones these days. I don't know what they are, but people have these baby headphones in his ear and texting and going across the street. They're a huge distraction. Now, when you have the headphones in, when you have your face down, where you're walking across the street, there's cars, there's a lot of things coming. You cannot hear what's going on. So therefore, if you get hit by a car, you're screwed. You're done. You know what I mean? Because you can't hear it. And then if your face is down, you can't know, you're not paying attention to what's in front of you. You're not paying attention to what's behind you. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is number one, because I got a call from my mom. And she's really, really extremely careful over me. I am the only girl. And, there's been a lot of news about, women getting abducted and women getting raped and women getting killed. And she's like, I'm always, traveling and doing things. She's like, Kelley, I just want you to really be careful because, it's a lot of women out here getting abducted and killed and yada, 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 whatever, And so I was like, yeah, Mom, okay, I got you. Yeah, that's cool. And then, and honestly, it kept happening back to back to back. And recently, there was this girl that it was in the news. She just got off a bus and some guy stabbed her to death as soon as she got off the bus with her sister. And that story really, really bothered me. And she was like, my mom, when we were talking about it, she's like, I don't know what's going on in the world these days. People are getting crazier. No, people are distracted. And so people aren't paying attention to their surroundings. And I'm going to tell you, the world's crazy, and it probably is getting a little crazier, but we're getting even more distracted too. So let's just imagine, in the scenario of whatever happened to, the female or whoever the case may be that it has happened to, in the past. People have these headphones in, they're texting on their phones. How can you pay attention to what's going on around you, whether somebody's grabbing you or not, whether somebody's stealing from you, whether they're snatching your purse, or whether they have a gun or a knife or whatever the case may be? If your head is in the phone all day, right, and you got headphones in at all times of the day, or when you're doing anything, you can't even pay attention. How do you pay attention? So therefore, you're setting yourself up for somebody to do something like that to you. And so with that being a big distraction, a lot of things are happening. People are being killed left and right because we are not paying attention to what's going on around us. The second reason why I think cell phones are killing us is because we lack communication. I cannot tell you how many times I have been out to dinner with people, or I've been on the bus or ride the train because I like riding the train, and nobody's paying attention to what's going on. Nobody's looking at one another. Everybody's down in their cell phone and nobody's getting to meet people. And if you just look up for 1 second, you see the beauty in things that you've never seen before. And so people lack this communication because they don't know how to communicate. Everything is through a text message, right? And so when they're talking and engaging, they're not having meaningful conversations. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to engage. They don't even know where to start because it doesn't really exist anymore. And so when you don't have that communication and then you expect to operate in a normal manner in the real life, it just doesn't work out for you, right? And so then we get this epidemic of there's a lot of single people, there's a lot of people that are lonely, a lot of people that suffer from depression, anxiety, or whatever the case may be, because they're constantly lonely. But we put ourselves in these situations because our communication is our phone. It is not people. We are not meant to be on this earth and live by ourselves and not communicate with people. I know I do a lot of studies about people that are live in these areas called the blue zones, and blue zones are where people are living 100 years plus. And what makes the blue zone so significant and makes these people have such a longevity is because they built a community and a family and a group of friends and people that they can confide in and talk to at all times. So if you don't have that and you're communicating with your phone and you don't have people to talk to, or you can't communicate with them, how do you plan to live a long lasting happy life? Like, you can't. Like, it just doesn't work because we're not meant to be alone, right? And so therefore you start thinking in your head, everything starts going crazy because you have nobody to communicate with, or you don't feel comfortable because you're not used to doing it anymore. The third reason why I believe cell phones are seriously killing us is because we are so distracted by social media and how perfect we have to be all the time that we can't even live our own best life. We can't live our own. I've never seen so many Kim Kardashians ever in my entire life. People don't know the beauty in being original. Like, you're original. And if you know this, you'll know that there's nobody in the world has your fingerprint, right? Nobody in the world has your fingerprint. So that means you are made one of a kind. And so when we're on social media and we're seeing these perfect looking people and they have this perfect hair and this perfect body and this perfect smile and this perfect skin and just perfect, we're looking at ourselves like, wow, like I'm not like that. I'm not perfect like that. I don't have that much money. I don't have that car. I don't live that life. I really want to live that lifestyle, and therefore they've created this false reality that, you have to be perfect to live, and you have to be perfect to be accepted. And the sad thing about it is, because social media is social media, everybody's doing it, we all think like that. And it's scary, right? Because when you see someone and they don't look up to par because they're not what you see on social media, you can't even get to know the person past their exterior. You don't even know the interior of the person anymore, because you're looking at them like, okay, so she looks like this, she drives this, or he drives that, he wears that. And life we're not taking advantage of getting to know people for who they really are anymore. And so therefore we're not building this trust and this communication, which kind of ties into everything that I said previously. So it's just like who are we these days? You know what I mean? From being on social media or having social media, or seeing all these different people that are totally different from us, we feel like we don't fit in. And when we feel like we don't fit in, we seclude ourselves. And when we seclude ourselves, we become lonely and anxiety and depression, which can lead to things that has been very prevalent in the news these days, which is suicide. You know what I mean? Because we have this standard of having to be perfect all the time. Listen, I'm not the type of girl, like, I will wear the same thing every single day if I have to, and even if I don't have to, I'm gonna do it. I don't like brushing my hair. Like, I hate brushing my hair. I hate wearing shoes. I hate wearing socks. I barely like to wear clothes. Perfect. That's just who I am. You know what I mean? And I think it's become like that because I've realized how much of a detriment that social media is playing a part on our lives, and allowing us to think that we have to be somebody that we're not. We don't have to be anybody besides who we are. So we're living up to false standards. I was told by this one lady, and that had changed my life, for forever. And she was like, don't ever try to be somebody that you're not, because you don't know what that somebody has been through to get to where they are. So this lady, a lot of people are very, jealous of her because she looks amazing. She has a perfect body, perfect this, blah, 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 blah. But what they don't know is that she had some surgery done, right? To make her look, perfect or whatever like that. And so I feel like what people see is they feel like they see what they see is what they get. And these people are just, Barbie built or whatever the case may be, but you don't know what that person went through to get to where they are. So why are you trying to be somebody that you're not? Why are you trying to be homeboy over here that got this this extravagant shoes and cars or whatever, who does he go home to? Is he happy at home? Is he lonely? Is he whatever the case may be? Or what about that girl, you know, that you see with the perfect body, and she goes on, how does she get that money, or how does she get to that point? So I think that cell phones have been a big distraction over a course of time, and we have not, you know, brought it to the light and brought it to reality, because we're avoiding it. It is an addictive habit. I know that when I'm in my cell phone, like, I'll be on social media for hours and won't even realize it. That's how scary it is. That is scary that you can be on social media, you can be on Facebook and Instagram just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling for hours. And it is like literally brainwashing you. Like, I know that even when I get up there and I'll go on social media and I'll see like somebody that looks amazing or doing something very similar, and then you'll start to low-key get jealous, like, wow, how can I do this, or whatever the case may be. And like, dude, like, my thing to you guys is this: don't ever try to live somebody else's life. Take the cell phone out of your hand and enjoy the beauty of the earth, and keep it out of your way as far as it being in harm's way as a distraction when you're doing things in life, because I feel like we're missing out on a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say. I enjoyed what I had to say because I felt like it will help somebody else out there. I hate to see people that have to live up to other people's standards and not their own. I hate to see, you know, mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters and moms and dads be hurt because their family member is gone because they were distracted on the road, or they were distracted with somebody, they were out late at night and somebody robbed them or stole something from them, or even, you know, killed them, and then they're not here anymore. I hate to see people have to suffer pain in silence because they have nobody to communicate with. All right, so just pay attention to those things and really be, you know, very strict on yourself when using your cell phone and knowing what it's used for. All right, use it for what it's for, and that is it. You guys are awesome. I hope you tune in. I hope you liked this. If you liked it, let me know you liked it. If you don't, you don't. Let me know everything. If you guys have any questions, please ask me. Like, I want to answer any questions that you have about any video or any question that you may have in general. Follow me on Instagram. It is Kelleythegreat, Kelley, the Great. You guys tune in, stay with me, subscribe. I hope to see you next time. Bye.